We spoke to Josh Fox on this program a couple of weeks ago about Gasland 2. And much of Gasland 2 focuses on the pushback by the fracking industry and their buying of our politicians to essentially hide the truth from potential lessees of property in Pennsylvania and the Delaware River Basin, all across the country, frankly, to keep the truth from these people so that they're not aware of just how dangerous fracking is to the health of their families, to their water supply, to the charges that natural gas may be cleaner for the environment when it's burned, but the process of extricating this gas from the ground because of methane leaks and whatnot actually compounds global warming at a faster rate than even our traditional CO2-based fuels. So one of the things that the fracking industry is sure to do when it pays off victims of fracking, families who have suffered illness, who are getting nosebleeds, who have to literally desert their property, who don't have access to clean drinking water, et cetera, one of the things they do is make the people they're settling with sign a non-disclosure agreement, which says you cannot talk about this settlement at all. Well, apparently that extends not just to the parties of this agreement, but to their kids. According to The Guardian, 2 young children in Pennsylvania were banned from talking about fracking for the rest of their lives under a gag order imposed under a settlement reached by their parents with a leading oil and gas company. It was imposed under a $750,000 settlement between the Hallowich family and Range Resources Corp. It was reached in 2011, but unsealed only early this month. It barred the Hallowich's son and daughter, ages 10 and 7, from ever discussing fracking or the Marcellus Shale. The Hallowich family had earlier accused oil and gas companies of destroying their 10-acre farm in Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania, and putting their children's health in danger. The property was adjacent. They didn't even lease their property. It was adjacent to major industrial operations for gas wells, and that's actually not even major as far as these things go. A gas compressor station and a wastewater pond, which had contaminated their water supply, caused burning eyes, sore throats, and headaches. The gag order was a condition of the settlement. Now, of course, this raises a question for libertarians, okay? Because this family said they had no option but to make this deal. You've got 2 young kids. Their throats are burning. Their eyes are watering. In some cases, you can see in Gasland, kids getting nosebleeds. You have no idea what the long-term implications of exposure to this stuff is going to be. It has destroyed your water supply. Now, according to a libertarian, this is their own choice. They can either choose to stay there, or they can choose to leave, and in which case, there's no coercion here. Because for libertarians, we know that coercion only can take place in one instance and one instance only, and that is when a government has the ability to jail you. Everything else is just free game. If it's all bets are off. Well, they could sue. Could this one family really sue a company that just in the course of doing business, $750,000? Hell, we'll spend $4 million just so there's no precedent set here. We'll spend $5 million, $10 million. No, they can't sue in this instance. So the company basically pays them hush money and imposes a gag order on 10 and 7-year-olds.
I want to know what happens when those kids become adults and they decide to talk about it.
I can't imagine that they could be sued by the company, frankly, because they never signed anything. And once they turn 18, it seems to me all bets are off. But you know what? You buy 10 years and you're that gas company, it don't make a difference anymore, does it? So this is a perfect example of just how these companies work. They just need a little bit more time to get their facts on the ground, in the ground, pour their costs, socialize their costs into other people's health and other people's drinking water, and then they get out of Dodge. That's the way they do.